ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Fireforce episode 23. And I'm a bit sad because we only have one more episode. Hopefully, we're gonna get season 4. Now, this episode was a lot of fun, especially with Shinra Arthur getting trained by Benimaru, and Tamaki gets to shine this episode. I feel like it was much needed for her, and pretty entertaining. Also, we found out more about Konoro and his Adolla connection. So let's get into it and see what happened. Now we have Shinra and the 8th talking about what Giovanni told them, how the Adolla link works with only people who have an Adolla burst or have seen the Adolla world being able to form an Adolla link. And since Shinra was able to form one with Giovanni and also one with Konoro, they have to go talk with Lieutenant Konoro, my bad. Now, I gotta say I'm pretty happy to see Hibana again. She's one of my favorite characters and also probably best girl, if I'm being honest. Gotta love Hibana. Now, she also goes with Shinra because she doesn't really trust him, with him getting fooled pretty easily. It was a fun moment between them when they got there. One of the people from Benimaru's territory thought she was his girlfriend, and she wasn't against it. She got a bit shy over there. She likes Shinra quite a lot, as you guys know. And she was very open to the idea of her being Shinra's girlfriend. Now, it's finally time to talk with Konoro, but he's not there. We see him being alone near a shed, having drawn one of the white clads out because he was being followed. And I gotta say, even though he's wounded, has those burn marks from overusing his power, he's still pretty powerful, honestly. He cuts down that white clad. Felt like a samurai moment, just cutting him down, shooting his sword right back. Was a pretty cool moment for Konoro. I wish there was a way to heal him, to get him back to full strength from him overusing his powers. Hopefully there's gonna be one in the future, because he seems like a cool individual. Now, we also see that the reason why he was able to form an Adolla link was he saw the Adolla world during the demon attack that happened back in the past when he overused his powers. And this is where things are getting more curious, because he felt like that infernal, that demon, was like a mirror image of Konoro. You can see even their powers, that aura around them seemed very similar when they fought. He killed the demon using his Crimson Moon attack, destroying the Infernal. That's when he saw the Adolla world around him, and that's why he was able to form the Adolla link. I'm happy he's not a traitor, not working for the White Clad or another party. I kind of liked Konoro. Now I like him even more after this episode, and I want him to get healed. And this is where Hibana thinks of the doppelganger theory and possible connections with the Adolla world. Even in our world, in reality, we have this theory where somewhere in the world or somewhere in a parallel universe, there's somebody who looks exactly like you and has the same attributes and everything. And in Fireforce, if you meet that doppelganger, it's a fight to the death. And since Konoro was able to kill it, even Hibana said he's a very tough individual. Now, I don't know if that demon was an actual doppelganger. It sure felt like it. This also brings up some questions of the Adolla world. Is it like a mirror image of our real world, just with fire in it? I don't know. That might be the secret to what exactly the Adolla world is. What do you guys think? Is it, or is it just a piece of the puzzle we have so far from the Adolla world? Now, also another clue. They after they're talking, they deduce it. It seems everybody who has seen the Adolla world has some sort of scar, wounds, getting disfigured, with Joker having his eye burned, with Burns, the captain of the first, having his eye burned also with a few episodes ago when we find out their past. Konoro having the cut on his nose. Pretty interesting. Does it mean, like, if you get touched or wounded by the Adolla world, do you form a connection with it? I don't know, very curious stuff, and I'm glad we had this first part of the episode delving a bit more in the mysteries of the show. A lot of mysteries, but this was pretty nice, honestly. We've answered some questions, we got even more questions, but hey, that's fireforce for you. Now this is where the training moment starts with Benimaru testing Shinra, and Shinra was able to dodge the first attack, but Shinra also says it's time for him and everybody to get stronger because the white clads are also very strong, and he's not really able to fight against him with the techniques he learned from Benimaru. And this is where Benimaru, being Benimaru, a bit of an airhead, just says, hey, there's a way, referring to hysterical strength, the using the flight or fight response, the strength you get. You guys know the thing where a mother being able to lift a car to save her child during an adrenaline rush moment. That's basically it, just a bit with anime side onto it. Now, after he said that there's this way, he just told Shinra, I don't know, just deal with it. You know how, I'm not gonna tell you. Gotta love Benimaru being Benimaru. But Konoro, being the voice of reason there, hey, tells him, hey, after you said that, you can't just leave them alone to figure it out. You gotta help them. He agrees, but also some other people are gonna join, in this case Arthur and Tamaki, and I'm so glad Tamaki is the focus of this episode. I feel like she needed this episode quite a lot. A lot of people don't really like Tamaki, especially with her fan service moments, the literal side she has, and we have them joining in with Benimaru doing a training session. And I liked how honest Tamaki was when she was asking Benimaru's help, saying she wants to grow stronger. She's very humble, has a lot of resolve, a lot of determination. That's what I liked a lot, especially in this episode. And Benimaru wasn't just instantly, yeah, sure, I'll train you. He was actually trying to see why she wants to do this, and not just a sob story, just feeling sorry for herself. She was determined to change and grow stronger, and that's why he agreed to help her, but with with a catch. Before training with him, he wanted to see what exactly her power is, how strong she is. And we have the chibi or loli girls that are always there, Hina and Hika, if I remember their names correctly. And you guys, if you remember those two girls, they're a handful, and especially with this episode, they were a pretty handful for Tamaki, but she did pretty good. Now, we have Tamaki at first underestimating the lolis, but she gets caught with her guard down, kind of playing a tag match with her having to survive 1 minute not getting caught. And that was the test, so to say, from Benimaru and the girls. Now, as for pretty much the entire of the episode, the girls were a bit in control. Now, Tamaki slowly started awakening her power, but before I get to that, gotta talk what was happening on the other side with Arthur and Shinra having their if you can even call it training. Felt a bit more like torture, and Benimaru enjoying himself, trying to make them fearful for their life to get to that flight or fight moment by roasting them alive and even burning them at the stake on crosses. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Now let's focus on Tamaki, since she's the star of this episode, and like I said, it was very needed for her to have this episode. We also, during the fight with the loli girls, we also find out more about her past and how exactly she got into the fire force, the sisters. You see, she was very easily influenced by other people around her. That's the main reason she did everything, joining the sister, wanting to become a fire force soldier. Also how she admired Lieutenant Reka, the one who betrayed everybody, and that person was very important for her in the past. As you guys know, the reason why she kind of broke down and even started suppressing her powers, according to Benimaru. We see she was getting bullied even in school, especially because of her lecherous side. She was always told to stay in a corner, separate from others, not to inconvenience them, and that's how she grew attached to cats, just wanting to run away, just to be a cat. She was a pretty hard childhood, so to say, for her. Granted, it's a weird way with how her licher side works, but also didn't have a very easy life. Also see some friends of her, especially the first one who joined the sisters. Also, she got in before her. She had to take some tests, some written tests, exams and stuff like that, because her family wasn't in the sisterhood, so it's like a generation sister part of the church of the temple of Sol. Now this is where her licher side also starts manifesting alongside with her powers, just tripping left and right. Back in school, like I said, we see her getting bullied by other students because her licher side kind of got on their wrong side, especially with one girl's boyfriend, and that's when she was told to get to stay in a corner, and she kind of got that habit of staying in a corner just not to inconvenience people around her. And you see the flashbacks during her fight and her getting more determined to grow stronger, and her power also manifesting or unlocking in this case more and more as the fight was happening. And I gotta say, those lollies are pretty scary and pretty powerful also when they were turning into those chibi foxes, and the way they swapped their personality, talking, being more aggressive. Even Tamaki was pretty survive. Her parents, we also see her parents a bit supporting her, or pushing her more in this case to join the sisters, and slowly her power kind of started becoming like this clad or cat-like fire armor around her, growing more powerful the more she was thinking, remembering the people that were there in her past, especially the moment when Shinra saved her from Reka, how she got attached to cats. Basically, we had a flashback moment, just giving her more determination, and she was lasting much longer during the fight, her getting closer to that minute to pass the test. Even the lollies were a bit worried, having to fuse together, become like this mother fox, big fox, looking like the spirit of Kurama, lolly mother fox. That's what I'm gonna call it, honestly, lolly fusion. And Shinra was even there when they met up at the 8th, with her still staying in the corner, not wanting to eat at the table, not to get on the wrong side. And Shinra supported her, telling, hey, you can sit at the table, you don't have to sit in the corner, getting into a lecturer's moment again, because why not? And I liked what he used as an example. Arthur being Arthur, saying, look at this idiot, referring to Arthur. He's staying at the birthday seat, even though it's not his birthday, so you can sit. Arthur was a pretty important person in Tamaki's life. He didn't really see her as an inconvenience, as useless, and that mattered quite a lot for Tamaki, especially when he saved her from Reka, with Juggernaut also saving her, especially everybody else, with her being at the 8th. A lot of people supported her, comparing to her past. And this is when her power fully manifests, and I liked it quite a lot, honestly. Like I said, she needed her power to be manifested, and she needed this episode, especially for her and for us as the viewers, because so far since fireforce started, everybody kind of seen Tamaki as useless, as the comedy relief moment, the fan service. And granted, she's also all of that, but she's also more, especially after this episode. This is at least how I feel. I like Tamaki. I don't see her as this big nuisance, but hey, I can see the side where she's also this big nuisance. But this episode, it was her moment to shine, and she needed it, especially when she used her full power. We see her Nekomata fireball just bursting to the lolly mother fox fusion thing, and she wins. She passes the test, and we have even Benimaru saying and being proud of her. She finally unlocked her powers and stopped suppressing her for whatever reason, and as you guys can see, the reason with her having to deal with getting bullied in her past because of her lecturer side, and he was looking pretty proud of her. but Tamaki being Tamaki, she still had her ecchi moments with her bra dropping when talking, with Benimaru telling her, hey, stand proud, and her being Tamaki was standing proud with her ass up, because why not? Hey, I'm enjoying it, why not? It's fan service, gotta either take it or leave it, I don't know. It's Tamaki, deal with it, or don't deal with it, it's up to you. I can deal with it, it's fine. And yeah, pretty good episode, pretty fun episode, especially with the training shenanigans. I'm happy Tamaki got her moment to shine. Arthur and Shinra getting burned at the stake, getting roasted alive. The information we got from Konoro about the doppelganger theory. Hibana is also starting to investigate. Now, also have a lot of more questions, so to say. And how strong is Shinra and Arthur are gonna get when they actually master this hysterical strength. And we only have one more episode left. Next episode is gonna be the last one from this season. I really hope we're gonna get a season 4, because I like Fire Force quite a lot, and we're still not even close to wrapping everything up, but I'll talk more about season 4 during the next video with episode 24 when it airs. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I leave the questions off to you guys in the comments below. What do you think about this episode, especially about Tamaki? I'm curious about your guys' opinions on Tamaki. And did you enjoy Arthur and Shinra shenanigans? No. Thank you again. Remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me quite a lot. And you guys get the latest videos on the series I follow. Now, see you on the next one. Keep enjoying Fire Force. Bye bye.